Camera pans over a dimly lit city skyline at night, with the sound of police sirens in the distance. The Atlanta rap scene has long been plagued by violence and legal troubles, but the case against one of its biggest stars may be the most serious yet. Grammy-nominated rapper Young Thug is currently facing a slew of criminal charges, including a murder count that could land him in prison for the rest of his life. The charges against Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams, are exceptionally severe. He's been indicted on counts of conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations RICO Act, as well as multiple counts of murder, armed robbery, and participation in criminal street gang activity. The murder charge is particularly troubling. It stems from an incident in 2013 where one of Young Thug's associates was killed. Prosecutors allege that Young Thug ordered the hit, making him culpable for the murder even though he didn't pull the trigger himself. If convicted on the murder charge, Young Thug would be facing a sentence of life in prison, with no possibility of parole. This is because Georgia has some of the toughest murder laws in the country, which mandate life sentences for premeditated killings. Young Thug is one of the biggest stars in hip-hop right now. His unique vocal style and avant-garde approach to rap has earned him legions of devoted fans, multiple Grammy nominations, and collaborations with superstars like Lil Uzi Vert and Drake. But his legal troubles have cast a dark cloud over his meteoric rise to fame. These RICO charges essentially accuse him of being the kingpin of a criminal street gang, with the murder charge being the most serious offense. If he's found guilty, it would be an absolute tragedy for his music career and the hip-hop community as a whole. Young Thug's legal troubles began in 2015, when he was arrested on charges of making terroristic threats. Since then, he's had a number of run-ins with the law, including charges related to drug possession, gun crimes, and gang activity. However, the current indictment is by far the most severe he's faced. Prosecutors are painting a picture of Young Thug as the leader of a violent criminal enterprise known as Young Slime Life, which they allege is responsible for numerous murders, shootings, and other serious crimes in the Atlanta area. The evidence against Mr. Williams is overwhelming. We have wiretaps, witness testimony, and a mountain of other documentation that shows he was the driving force behind this criminal organization. He used his fame and influence to recruit young men into his gang, and then directed them to commit acts of violence and intimidation to maintain his power. The murder charge stems from the 2011 killing of a rival gang member. Our investigation has revealed that Mr. Williams ordered this hit in retaliation for a previous altercation. He is just as culpable for this murder as the triggerman, and deserves to spend the rest of his life behind bars. Defense attorney: we are confident that Mr. Williams will be acquitted of these charges. The prosecution's case is built on shaky evidence and the testimony of unreliable witnesses. Just because he's associated with certain individuals doesn't mean he's the leader of a criminal enterprise. The murder charge is particularly problematic. There is no direct evidence linking Mr. Williams to the crime, only circumstantial associations. We will be mounting a vigorous defense and exploring all avenues to get these charges dismissed or reduced. Young Thug's trial is set to begin in the coming months, and it promises to be one of the most high-profile and closely watched legal battles in recent memory. If convicted, the 31-year-old rapper could effectively have his music career ended and spend the rest of his life in prison. Camera pans over a crowded courtroom, with Young Thug sitting at the defendant's table, looking somber. The outcome of this case will have major implications not just for Young Thug, but for the entire Atlanta rap scene. A conviction would send a chilling message to other artists who may be involved in or associated with criminal activity. But an acquittal could embolden the city's gang culture and perpetuate the cycle of violence. Regardless of the final verdict, Young Thug's legal troubles have already taken a significant toll. His once promising career hangs in the balance, and his legacy may ultimately be defined not by his innovative music, but by the dark forces that have consumed him. The future of one of rap's most intriguing talents now rests in the hands of the justice system.